Hi. Okay, let's talk about the September astrology and aromatherapy report. So I'll still say I think there's a lot of big deals in September starting. So first, right, the new Venus cycle started. This is like the biggest thing, I think. It's the 19-month cycle of Venus that just began, Venus in Leo. When Venus rises into the morning sky, which she just did. So if you're an early bird like me, you can get out there and have a look. And that's the start of the Venus cycle, right? The beginning of the new 19-month cycle. If you're born a division of 8 over this 18 months, like 8, 16, 24, 32, then you're coming into this massive like Venus return cycle that's like really important around your divine feminine expression and how you show up in the world as your feminine side, whether you're female or male or non-binary, right? Let's see what else. Okay, so sky viewing, we have Venus and Jupiter in the early morning sky, and then Venus is kind of right overhead, right? Jupiter's kind of right overhead, and Venus is just right on the eastern horizon. I was out this morning, so just coming over the horizon. It's like so beautiful to like tune into her like juicy brightness. And then also the evening sky, we still have Jupiter, and then there's Saturn as well. So Saturn sets early in the morning, and then Jupiter's there, and yeah, so there's some juice in the evening morning sky. The moon meets with Mars on September 1st. And I thought I would talk about that today because I'm always talking about the divine feminine and Venus, because that's what I teach. And Venus alchemy, that's what we do, our ceremonial journey, which is actually just starting now. So if that's something you're interested, you can jump into venusalchemy.com and find our Leo Venus ceremonial journey that is starting in less than a week. So exciting, where we just traverse and connect with Venus in the evening sky and what she means, and she moves through the chakras, and there's clearing and cleansing and empowerment. It's just, I love this cycle. Okay, so back to Mars. Moon meets with Mars September 1st. So we have that illumination and lighting of the divine masculine expression. So that's a nice time, right? Because Mars is going to go into the underworld and travel on the other side of the sun. So it's time to tune into that while we still can. Venus stations direct. She's been retrograde, but she stations direct on September 3rd. And so then we are off to the races of this new Venus cycle. I like Lang Lang, especially for this Leo Venus cycle, right? Venus is going to go through all her different signs, through all the different archetypes throughout this cycle, but it starts in Leo. So this is a Leo Venus. We call it the Meta Goddess cycle. And Lang Lang is an amazing one to use for Leo because it's a heart opener. It's about cultivating self-love, right? Moving through things with love, opening our hearts. It's just a beautiful essence to use for this Leo cycle on our hearts. Let's see. I got all my little notes here. I did write this in an article, which you can find on my website as well, along with this video. Okay, the moon meets with Venus at the Crown Chakra gate, right? We're getting the party started. We're moving into the chakra gates with Venus. So that's on September 11th. So you'll see that crescent moon meet with Venus in the early morning sky. And that signals we're moving into the Crown Chakra on our descent into the underworld, when the Venus will pass on the other side of the sun. So it's a month to focus on releasing any blockages, distortions, anything we want to like shift and move out of around our crown chakra, right? Our connection to the divine, right? I love that this is happening in Leo, right? As we start the cycle off, because Leo is all about the divine and dropping into our own divinity. And that's where we are with this crown chakra. So that'll be for a month. And then I love white sage for this crown chakra, right? So that's a plant or an essential oil or smudge stick that you could work with ceremonially when we move through and into this crown chakra and set our intentions. You know, what are you wanting to release, let go of? What kind of distortions, blockages do you have? Something, one thing that you want to focus on for the month. It doesn't need to be like every single thing that ever existed in your crown chakra, but pick like one thing to focus on for this month and set that intention. Then we have the Virgo new moon on September 14th, and that's the priestess druid new moon, right? It's this like very ceremonial time added into a very ceremonial aspect of the new moon when we set our intentions for this upcoming moon cycle of what it is we want to call in, bring, do. Again, I'm a big fan of like focusing on one thing, right? It doesn't need to be like every single thing we want to change in our lives, but like one thing that we can focus on over this one moon cycle. Virgo inspired, right? A serving spirit, connecting into spiritual things, that priestess druid energy, connecting into the earth, what's happening with the earth. Blue spruce essential oil, the Colorado state tree, is one I love for Virgo, but there's others like lavender is a beautiful one for Virgo. Any of the trees that really ground us into the earth, but obviously reach high into the sky are really nice for Virgo as well. If you're here locally, you can, in the Aspen, Carbondale, Colorado area, you could come to my new moon ceremony, my Virgo new moon ceremony on Thursday, September 21st on the equinox, actually. So we do them on the third Thursday of the month. So we're going to be dropping into all of this Virgo energy, but also this whole equinox shift of the sun moving into Libra, and we'll do our ceremony and our intention settings around that. You can find more on my website, and I do it at True Nature Healing Arts, so you could find that there. Mercury goes direct on September 15th. So our mind, thinking, that awareness, perception planet has been retrograde. So we've been kind of more in that circular kind of thinking. It starts to go direct. So things can start to feel like they're moving quickly again. I am not an anti-Mercury direct, Mercury retrograde kind of person, because I think it just gives us a nice respite where we can kind of drop into that other half of our brain and give that linear brain a break, which we desperately need in our current culture. Fennel is a plant that's long associated with Mercury. So that's one that you could use like during Mercury retrograde times, or to celebrate and mark this, Mercury stationing direct on the 15th. Again, if you're here locally, I got a couple of free offerings, free at True Nature Healing Arts. Again, same place I do the new moon ceremony on September 15th and 16th. We'll be doing a night sky viewing on the evening of the 15th, and then a basic alchemical shamanic astrology teaching, diving into your charts through like a basic lens of looking through this one specific paradigm on Saturday the 16th. So you can check out their website, my website, and look for that information. Let's see what else. Okay, a couple more things. So we got the equinox, the September equinox on September 22nd, when the sun enters Libra, right? The equinoxes and the solstices all happen in these cardinal signs or serving others signs is how I look at it. And we move into this new seasonal cycle of autumn in the Northern Hemisphere. And it's time to celebrate that harvest in community, connecting with each other, right? Libra thrives on these personal relationships. So it's a nice time to drop into that aspect, as well as like set an intention for the 3-month seasonal cycle for yourself as well. Rabbit brush, one of our local shrubs here, is like just pops during this like Virgo into Libra time, all through this fall time, and it's a lovely one to use for that. Finally, we have the Aries Full Moon on September 29th. So that fiery start of the zodiac cycle, the warrior-ess, protector standing in your own strength kind of energy is what could be celebrated at this full moon. I'm a big fan of just taking the full moon as a celebratory time, just celebrating, having fun, maybe being in community, doing ceremony. And then I'll just add mountain savory essential oil is a really nice one for Aries because it's one of those protectors. It's one of the ones I call antis, where it's like antiviral, anti-parasitic, fungal, you know, all those kinds of things. It's hot and spicy like Aries is, so you have to be careful with it on your skin and how you put it on, but it really helps to just clear the impurities out of our systems. Okay, that's it. Wishing you well, wishing you blessings for your journey through September, and I'll see you soon.